Hey, 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 it's Enovia Bedford, aka Novi B, founder of Vet Deck, where we simplify sponsorship. We help you create your sponsorship decks, or we can create it for you. We tell you what to ask for, who to ask, how to ask, and all of those good things. We get you closer to the bag. Our main goal is to help you use sponsorship as an additional stream of revenue. That's right, monetize something on the side and keep it going. So whether you're an event organizer, an influencer, or someone with just a business who's interested in getting sponsorship for your business, this is the place to be. Some of you may know, some of you may not, but I'm gonna get into it. I was away in Barbados for around a week with one of my clients who's a travel client. So today we're going to talk about international sponsorships and partnerships. So over the last 7 or 8 years, I've worked with a lot of travel clients. So some have huge Instagram followings. Some have like no Instagram followings and host 12 people retreats. Some have huge Facebook followings and some are just getting started. Some have, when you're watching reality TV show and they're like, hey, here's a flag. You want to go to Portugal? I've done deals like that. I've worked with beauty queens that have won and became the queen of their island. So it's not really limited to one type of event. I've worked with conferences on cruise ships where several different sponsorship things had to happen along the way. So plethora of different things going on. Tag someone who is interested in planning trips, who's an event organizer or anything like that, or just has questions about sponsorship. I'm open book. I always answer questions. So let's get into these tips. I try to minimize them because this is something that is really big and I can just talk. So tip number 1, visit the country. So airlines, sometimes, I know they used to do it, hotels, destinations, all-inclusives, cruise lines, etc. All of these places host familiarization trips for travel agencies and tour operators. I suggest you do this, right? Just like stateside, it's hard to get sponsorship from somebody you don't know, especially from a place you've never been. So how do you really know that this is a deal that you want to get into or try to pitch if you've never been there? Number 1, visit the country. Got it? Cool. Number 2, find the board of tourism. So one country can have 2 or 3 different different boards of tourism, depending on where they are in the cities. So one city might have a completely different board of tourism that you work with than another city. Crazy, I know that's just how it is. Some of them you can find the information right on their website. Some have forms that you can fill out. And also one of my tricks, pro tip, is look on press releases. Press releases will usually tell you who the PR person is or who the marketer or who their agency is and hit them up style. Number 3, when you get there, don't just stay on the grounds, drive around. This is what I do any city, any state, any country, any island, wherever I go, because I'm always interested to see what brand presence is there. So when you drive around, that's when you see on the bus stop, this beverage company has quite a few billboards and bus stop signs. They'll probably give me some money. I look for stores that repeat. If something is a chain that you might not know it's a chain because you're not from there, all of this stuff I write down. I keep it in my notes and I just boop, 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 boop. I also like to visit kind of the industrial area, so where the factories are. Why, you ask? Because factories are where goods are being imported and exported through, and that's how you can find out quick, fast what brands are there. So wherever I am, I always try to find a distribution center. At that distribution center, you can have multiple brands, right? So say there's a Johnson & Johnson distribution center. You could have about 50 brands coming out of that joint. Say Coca-Cola, you already know what that means. But sidebar, if you remember a couple of weeks ago, I did a video about Coca-Cola getting rid of some brands. If you didn't see that video, rewind, go back, find it, and watch it. But back on track. The distribution centers sometimes also have their own budget. So tap in because they can have money to disperse as well as products and goods. And you can cover a lot with that one kind of brand. Number 4, Talk to people. Talk to the hotel manager who you need to be friendly with anyway. Talk to the person in the gift shop. Talk to the bartender and talk to your driver. Those 4 people for tip number 4, because they're going to let you know what brands are popping there, some of the down low brands that they like, and also US brands that they like that they wish had more of a presence there. And you can also use that to leverage, right? So the gift shop person, they know what they're buying. They know what's selling. They know what tourists like. So they're a really good connection to make. Number 5, this wouldn't be a vet deck video without me saying it. Know your numbers. Enough said. Number 6, manage your expectations. What are you going to give and what are you going to get? Remember, these hotels overseas are not necessarily on American standards and vice versa. So a 5 in the US may not be a 5 someplace else. Be cautious, pay attention, and manage those expectations. Keep clear lines of communication open, even when you're traveling. Have a backup phone. Get your WhatsApp popping, make sure you have all that contact information and make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do in terms of deliverables. Number 7, if you're working with a stateside brand, now we get into shipping and how am I going to get it there? That's a conversation to have early on. Say you're in Bahamas and you've been working with Bacardi in the US and you want to host something there. Does Bacardi have a distribution center? If not, what is their partner brand that they work with there? If they do have one, and ask those kinds of questions. Cantu sponsor in? How are you going to get all them samples? So sometimes we have things shipped to us and it ships back, it ships out. Sometimes companies will cover it if it's a monetary and in-kind agreement, then they will send it straight international. But we actually like, depending on what it is, in the suitcase on the plane, right? Because you know that it's going to get there. Shipping gets funky. But if you're having a big event and you have a lot of stuff, ask the hotel how much of your stuff they can store. Ain't nothing worse than sending 45 boxes to a hotel and they ain't got no place to put it because you didn't ask them that, right? In some cases, they might not have enough storage and you might have to rent an additional hotel room just to store all your crap. Yeah, so think about all of that. It's a lot to consider, but it's so beneficial being able to work internationally. I love it. I get to go on great trips. I get to meet cool people. I get to have amazing clients. And that's what I'm going to leave you with today. I'm not going to make this super long, but tips again. 1, visit the country. 2, find that board of tourism. 3, drive around and see who's advertising. 4, talk to people at the hotel. 5, know your numbers. 6, manage your expectations. And number 7, figure out that shipping and payment information. Always ask for US dollars. Don't let them confuse you. Go out there, be great. If you have questions, write them below. Tag your friends, tag your foes. I'm just kidding, that rhyme. But yes, it's been great. And I look forward to feedback and questions that you all may have. Have a good day.
It's the money, it's the money, it's the money, yeah. It's the money, it's the money, it's the money.